and welcome to A Book in 5 Minutes. I'm Lindsay Milner of silverntraining.com. This week's book is called Master Your Fucking Emotions, or actually, to be more accurate, it's called Master Your F asterisk asterisk King Emotions. And that's my first issue with this book, really. I kind of get why you might do that for the title, because, you know, if it's in W.H. Smith, people can read it. But he uses that throughout the book as well. Occasionally he lets a real spelling slip through, but most of the time he uses the asterisks through the book. And I just find that, if you're going to swear, swear. If you don't like swearing, fine, don't swear. I have no issue either way. But if you're going to swear, own it, swear. Don't be coy about it. We all know that when you stick those asterisks in, that's what you mean. So that's my first kind of issue with this book, really. It was kind of irritating that he did that throughout the book. So moving on to the action, and I kind of see the irony of that. I see the irony of being irritated and annoyed by a book about mastering your emotions. But the second point for me about that is if it's called Master Your Fucking Emotions, that kind of makes me feel like he's still a bit annoyed or irritated himself, which again is ironic, really, given the message of the book. The whole point that he wants to get across to us is that how we need to take care and master our emotions. But more importantly than either of those 2 points, I mean, those 2 points really are just kind of a bit of they make me smile more than actually annoy me, if I'm honest. But the book itself uses the language of warfare. He talks about declaring war on your emotions, and it's a fight, and you will win, and you must be positive, you must think positive, and, you know, don't give in to these feelings of these emotions. It's good, it's not good, it's bad. You shouldn't give in to your emotions. If you want to be the best person you can be, you've got to fight it every step of the way. And I have to admit, the second half of the book was much worse than the first part. But the second part of the book, I just felt like he was yelling at me. He was kind of like a drill sergeant, you know, come on, you must get up, and you've got to get up and face the day, and you might not like getting up at 4:30 a.m, but just do it, because if you don't, then your emotions have won. And that just seems really counterproductive for me. I mean, if you're motivated by somebody yelling at you, then okay, maybe it might work for you. But for me, that just completely missed the mark. He does conclude the book with a personal letter, a letter from your war leader. So still using the language of war and fighting, but it was actually quite a personal, honest, vulnerable kind of letter. So I did feel a little bit bad at that point for not enjoying the book. And he did say that, you know, he'd written it from a point of view of wanting to help people. He'd fought his own battles, and now he wanted to help you fight yours. And if, you know, it didn't help, then he was sorry. So I did start to feel a little bit bad about bad-mouthing it. But in all honesty, I just didn't feel that the book was particularly helpful for me. The first part of the book did have more useful advice. It had a lot of the standard stuff about, you know, finding your why, what's your reason for doing what you want to do, why do you want to change. Lots of useful advice about, you know, meditating, visualising, get rid of limiting beliefs, breathe, you know, a lot of standard stuff. But for me, the bad really outweighed the good. There are so many better books out there that are more positive about how you can feel happier, be happier. They might not use the word of managing your emotions, but surely, you know, it's the same thing. If you're managing your emotions, if you're happy, you know, if you want to be happier and more contented, then that's because you've managed your emotions. So I think You know, The Happiness Advantage by Sean Aker, for example, is a much better read and much more helpful in terms of what to do to actually change your mindset, alter how you feel, how you think. Another thing I've come across fairly recently is this phrase about toxic positivity. You know, no matter how bad things are, you should always look on the positive side. And I think this book really did kind of fall into the trap a little bit of doing that as well, which I also take issue with. I've said before about self-help books which say think positive but then don't tell you how to do that. You know, that's one of my pet hates, in all honesty, and this book fell a little bit into the trap of that too. So top and bottom of it, I personally wouldn't really spend time invested in reading this book. I didn't think it was that helpful. So that is Master Your Fucking Emotions, and I've just realised I actually forgot to say who the author was, and I can't even remember the author's name. It's Wayne somebody. I'll put it in the title. I can't think of it, and it's an ebook. I got it free off Kindle Unlimited. So, you know, if you want to spend the time and you've got Kindle Unlimited, then, you know, it won't cost you any money. But personally, I would not invest the time. So that's this week's book in 5 minutes. I'm Lindsay Milner, sylvantraining.com, and I will see you next time. Bye.